それではただいまからオリンピックカナダバドミントンチームの記者会見を始めさせていただきます。
Well, we are going to start the press interview for the Badminton Canada now.
Yes, so this is, first of all, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend with the Canadian team and a couple of us today. This is my second time at Hakodate. I was here for a site visit before COVID, and I'm just delighted now to come back and have our team visit and be part of the Hakodate community for the next week. It's a beautiful city. It's unfortunate that we are not able to get around, even though I had lots of help from our friend that's speaking, giving the translation today for last time I was here. We got to go around, and we've been being educated by her on the bus about all the different things about Hakodate. So we are very thrilled to be here. People have been so helpful already. I had a wonderful time last time, and I was been able to tell them all about that. And they're now getting a chance to witness all the hard work of the community that in preparation for us to come.
まずこのインタビューの時間を取ってくださいましてありがとうございます。函館に参るのは今回が2回目でして、函館のコミュニティの方々皆様に非常によく歓迎されてまして、この1週間も過ごすことができることを非常に嬉しく思っております。また係の方々も非常に協力的で温かく迎えてくれまして本当に嬉しく感謝しております。またですねこのように2回目の今回もですねこのように歓待を受けて素晴らしい皆様に助けられていい思いをしているということでぜひぜひ帰ってですね国の者にも伝えたいと思っております。
Well, obviously, I think everyone from the Canadian team is kind of disappointed that we're not allowed to explore the city or anything, because our tour guide was like showing us a bunch of really nice places as we were driving to the hotel. And like Mike said before, like the view is so nice. Like we can see the ocean, like right from our hotel, and Mount Hakodate is also really beautiful. So it's really a shame that we can't really go sightseeing or anything and enjoy the city. But due to COVID protocols, we have to, and we understand. So it's a shame, but we just have to deal with it.
はい、皆さん最初はですね非常にがっかりしました。正直申しますとただここの函館が素晴らしい場所だということはみんな来る前に知ってましたし景色だけでなく海もまた素晴らしいし食事もおいしいので非常にきれいでいいところだということを聞いてましたので、それができないということは非常に残念に思っております。ただこれがコロナのですね感染防止のためであるということはもう十分承知しておりましてこれは仕方がないことだと思いまして、もちろんありがたく受け止めております。
Sure, I can start off and then Brian can finish up from the athlete, maybe the younger generation front. But as far as myself goes, we were just so pleased. We opened up the doors from the airport to get onto the bus, and we had so many people there, media and supporters as well, to greet us. And we just couldn't believe it. The players, I actually had a wonderful greeting the last time I came, but this was at another level. There was banners and posters and people here cheering on our team. It was almost like they were part of Canada in supporting us. So I do want to express our appreciation for all the support that we got so far, and to those people that we were not able to give a bunch of face-to-face time. I know we were supposed to have some people watch our event as well, and it's unfortunate, but you're in our hearts for the support. I know there's been lots of Go Team Canada Go from the people of Hakodate, so we really appreciate this. We really appreciate the hospitality.
まず空港に着きましてドアを開けてバスに乗るところにたくさんの方がお迎えしてくれました。サポーターの方もずらっと並んでいて本当に温かい歓迎を受けまして感謝しております。本当に顔と顔を合わせてですねお礼を申し上げたいところなんですけれどもそういう気持ちでおります。
I just wanted to add that, like Mike said, we got such a warm welcome as soon as we exited the airport doors in Hakodate. So yeah, I just want to say like thank you so much to like the media and to the supporters for giving us such a warm welcome. And in addition to that, I just wanted to say that we're very grateful that Hakodate and the hotel and like this stadium that we're training at, and we're very grateful that you guys still had your facilities open to us and allowed us to have this training camp in your city. Due to like all the COVID stuff that's been happening, we thought maybe you guys wouldn't want us to come just for safety precautions, but the city of Hakodate still accepted us and gave us such a warm welcome. So on behalf of the entire Canadian team, thank you so much.
飛行機を降りて出るとすぐですね、私たちを迎えてくれたその温かいその歓迎の気持ちが伝わってまいりまして、本当に感激いたしました。メディアの方、またサポーターの方々の気持ちがですね伝わってきまして、私は函館市の方々、またホテルの方々に本当に感謝しております。また多くの施設をですね、自分たちのこのチームのために開放して迎え入れてくださったことに対しても非常に感謝申し上げたいと思います。チームを代表してこの気持ちを皆様方にお伝えしたいと思います。
It's interesting you say that. This has been a process now, I'm going to say, that goes back several years. One of the things that drew us to Hakodate was, I'm going to say by coincidence a little bit, that Hakodate and Halifax, Nova Scotia in Canada are sister cities, and we had a connection with some people in the Halifax area, and actually I am from a community only about 4 hours drive from Halifax, so we had that connection with them, and it just seemed to grow when we put a reach out to see who would host us. Halifax made the connection with Hakodate, the people there that we knew, and it just grew from there. And so that's how it evolved, but we're just so pleased with once that got going. I'm going to say Hakodate kept coming back to us with all kinds of information that were very positive for us. And we're just, again, like Brian was saying, we're just elated to be here. It's a wonderful city.
函館とノーバスコシア州のハリファクス市が姉妹提携してということを分かりまして、私はそのハリファクス市から4時間、車で4時間ぐらいのところに住んでおるんですけども、その函館市がハリファクス市と姉妹提携と非常に親密な関係があるということが分かりまして、でその友人からこの姉妹提携の話から練習場をというようなことが話がどんどん広がっていきまして、それがこのきっかけになったかと思います。でそれ以来ずっとですねいろんなやり取りして函館市側でですね迎えてくださるということで実現いたしました。
It's pretty disappointing that spectators aren't allowed at the Olympics. Part of the reason why Olympics is such a big event for us is because the crowd. There's so many people in the stands. Like the stands are full all the time with people cheering, and it's like so loud that you can't even hear yourself speak. And that just adds to like kind of the intensity and like the pressure that we have to deal with when we're playing on court. But with no spectators at this Olympic tournament, I guess the only thing I can do is just deal with it. I think in a way it'll be easier to play because there's not as much like pressure, not as much like outside factors affecting you or influencing you from the spectators. But it's also could be harder because sometimes the fans there, they motivate you and they push you when you're on court to like play faster and push harder. But yeah, I just have to kind of see what the atmosphere is like in Tokyo when the tournament starts, and just try and adapt from there. In terms of expectations, I'm not really expecting too much in terms of like winning a lot of matches, because I know that I have to face like a lot of people who are like higher ranked than me. So my main goal is to just try and play as many rallies as possible, play as many points as possible, and just to try and gain as much experience as I can from the top players.
これだけ大きなイベントですので、本当に皆さんの前でプレーしたかったという気持ちは強いんですけれども、逆にですね、まず良い意味では気がちょっと楽になったんですね。プレッシャーが少なくなるし、その緊張感もちょっとなくなるということで、もしかするとちょっと気持ちも楽かなと思いましたし、ただ全く観客がいないというところでやる方が逆にまた反対に難しいことになるのかもしれないというような気持ちもあります。まずその会場を見てみて、始まって見てみて、様子をですね見て、自分はあまり多くのことを期待していないんですけれども、多くの人にですね自分ができるだけの今までやったことをですねラリーとかしっかり見せたいなと、そういうことを望んでおります。
We have been working through COVID now for quite some time with the qualification process. We've made 4, 5, 6 trips outside of Canada as far as doing the qualifications. So we have been used to a bunch of the restrictions that are in place, and I'm going to give a lot of credit to our athletes of working through those restrictions and criteria and things that are put in place. As far as the Olympics themselves, what we've been trying to tell our athletes is stay focused on what they have control over, which is, of course, getting ready and their training and preparation. It is hard to ignore 100% some of the negative things that are out there about it, and rightfully so, as far as the concerns that the people of Japan have about the COVID and that's bringing to their country. But we are so pleased to be here. Our focus was, first of all, to qualify our athletes, to get them ready for these games. We are here now, and we are very happy that Japan has decided to continue with these games. It's unfortunate, like Brian said, about no spectators, but we are still pushing through. We're still very, very excited and pleased that we have a team of 8 athletes here to represent Canada in the badminton event. And that's been our focus. We're pleased. We know that there were negative things out there about the games, but the focus for the athletes, what we've been trying to do is focus on what they have control over, which is to get ready for these games.
日本に来る前にですね、5、6回この国外でいろんなことを経験してまいりました。感染を避けるように練習の時間だとかいろんな準備の時間でも非常に気を配ってまいりました。でいろいろなネガティブなことが言われておりますけれども、ともかく自分たち選手は全員ですねワクチンを完全に受けてますし、そしてこのダメになるかなと思ってたこのオリンピックがですね実際に現実に実現されることを非常にありがたいと思ってますし、ここに実際来れたことを非常に感謝しております。またありがたいと思いながらもこれをですね大事にして、オリンピックでできるだけのことをやっていきたいと、そういうふうに考えております。
So I think for the athletes, the most important thing right now is to just adjust to like the change in environment. Like for example, in Tokyo or in Japan in general, it's much hotter than in Canada. The altitude level is different, and like the stadium itself is going to be different than what we're used to in Canada. So the biggest part for the athletes, I think, is just adjusting to like the change in environment, because the bird flies different in different environments. We feel differently. Like we might feel like it's harder to breathe here, for example. So it's just a matter of getting used to that as quickly as possible before we start playing in the Olympic competition. And another thing is to just kind of maintain our fitness levels and try not to like get too unfit before the tournament starts. I don't think any of us are trying to train too crazy hard right now because we don't want to, injure ourselves potentially or like get too sore right before the competition. But we're just trying to like maintain our level, just like work on some skill, like light, like technique stuff, just to keep in shape stay ready for the Olympics.
カナダと違いまして東京は非常に暑いということも伺っていますので、この環境の変化に体を慣らしていかなければならないなと思っています。またスタジアムも当然カナダのものとは全く違うでしょうし、そういう外部との環境にですね、慣れるようにしたいと思っております。もう一つはですね、今持っている体力をですね、いかに維持していくかと。ですからあんまりもうクレイジーなですね、すごいきついハードなトレーニングはあんまりしないようにして、技術をそのまま維持できて試合に臨んでいきたいと、そういうようなことを考えております。
When I was here last time, I got a chance to do some shopping and good eating and chocolate and things. I know our athletes love to eat, and we've been driving by this fish market now for every trip. And I know our players love seafood, so that'd be one of the highlights of our trip if we could have visited the fish market and do some of the scenery with the mountain as well. So those types of things. Another time that hopefully will draw people back to Hakodate after COVID is over and after Olympics is over.
私前回もですね、函館に来た時には買い物したり、非常にあちこち連れて行ってもらいましたが、今回はこのコロナのせいにですね出られませんけれども、選手たちはともかく食べ盛りで食べたいんですね。それで特に新鮮な魚類、それがぜひ食べたいと思っていたようです。で、アリーナに行くときに、朝市のところを通るんですけれども、ここで自分食べたってことも思い出しますしね、食べさせてあげたいなと思うこともあります。もちろん函館は景色も素晴らしいし、函館山も素晴らしいので、もうぜひですね、コロナが収まりましたら、またこのチームのみんなもですね、戻って、ここに来れるようにと願っております。
それでは、本日の記者会見を終了いたします。ありがとうございました。